Wow, we're watching the Wii U die right now.
Riveting performance.
I have to agree. I mean, the Switch is coming behind the Wii U and it's gonna slit its throat. With the big Nintendo seal on the knife. I think that's what's gonna happen. What do you think?
I'm hungry.
Oh, Jacob.
The video game industry moves fast, but we move faster. This is the Turbo Button Show with Darien and Jacob.
Hello and welcome to the Turbo Button Show, episode number 10 for the week of November 3rd, 2016.
That was really good popcorn.
That was really good.
That was our lunch.
What kind of popcorn was that?
It was white baby rice popcorn.
Dang.
Yes, I know my popcorn varieties.
Dang.
Yeah.
We recommend you go get yourself some. It is really delicious.
But enough with that.
Yeah.
We're not here to talk about popcorns.
No, we're talking about the demise of the Wii U.
That's the main focus of our podcast today, huh?
Yeah.
So what do you mean the Wii U's dying?
Okay, there's been rumors and speculations during the last week that the Wii U is going to be stopped production
Soon.
this week, next week.
Within a couple days.
But Nintendo has come out in a statement and said, nah, dude, we're not going to stop making the Wii U's, dude.
They're lying.
I feel like they're going to do another Game Boy Advance. I mean, the Game Boy Advance was out. The DS was announced. They're like, don't worry. We're going to make more Game Boy Advance games.
Well, see, here's the thing. There's one big difference. Because you're mentioning how shortly after the DS was out, they did actually discontinue the GBA.
Yep.
One big difference. In that case, I truly think Nintendo meant it.
Right.
I truly think with the Game Boy Advance, they thought that they weren't really intruding into the Game Boy Advance's market with the DS.
Yeah.
But they were. This time, they're BSing totally.
They did it in the past, probably unintentionally in the past. But this time around, they're like, we got away with it. Like, the DS was a big success. It had a Game Boy Advance slot on it.
I think their reason for saying that is to try and help them sell off their unsold stock of Wii U's.
Right, because you do walk into your major chain stores, and holy crap, they have full stock of Wii U's.
For now.
And their warehouses are full, you know it.
But yeah, the Wii U's done. I mean, we're all fans of the Wii U here. It's a okay system. It's not
my
perfect,
favorite,
but it's not bad. It's no Virtual Boy.
I mean, it has some of my favorite games to release this year and last year. I mean, Splatoon, Mario Kart 8. Well, that was 2 years ago, but
It's got a decent library for...
it's got a very good first-party library. Very few good, third-party games. I own just a few, like Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, masterpiece on the system, but it's a 3DS port of a Wii U, or of a Wii port, enhanced port, so it's an ancient game that's, it's old to this today standard.
The thing with it, though, important thing to say about the Wii U, it's basically a Dreamcast.
Yeah, it's a Dreamcast. It looked strong in the water, like it was strong out in the water. The Dreamcast was quite advanced when it was released in '99. Because, well, the PS1, Nintendo 64, and Saturn were all there.
But they weren't as powerful as the
Yeah, they weren't as powerful. The Dreamcast released early on the market. It was like, okay, 1999. Everybody else was releasing in 2001 and 2002. Or like,
There are a lot of big parallels between the Dreamcast and the Wii U.
Right.
Neither one sold very well. Both of them had some really revolutionary concepts to them.
First
Not
party.
talking about the tablet. Talking about, like Miiverse.
right, yeah.
Both of them came with a controller that could have a screen in it. I don't know.
Yep.
Both had pretty solid first-party libraries and kind of meh third-party libraries.
I feel like the Wii U is going to get a lot of support through the eShop from like indie developers, kind of like the Dreamcast is still getting indie developers to this day
Homebrews.
making games.
Yeah.
And you can purchase them, and they work on your Dreamcast.
Or just pirate them.
No, we don't condone that.
Not for those, no.
But the Wii U feels like it's going to have a long life still.
No.
From those who are passionate about developing for it, as an indie developer?
I don't see it. Honestly, I don't see it. I think people will move on to more interesting hardware.
Switch.
Part of it is the Dreamcast. One of the reasons it's still used for homebrew now is it's ridiculously easy to program games for. Not the case for the Wii U. The Wii U is kind of weird. So I think we're going to see less of it on the Wii U.
It's like a weird Xbox 360.
That being said, Nintendo still has a lot of unsold stock of Wii U, so hopefully, we're going into November, and hopefully before, the holidays, we'll see a price cut.
Yeah, hopefully Nintendo would be extremely stupid not to price cut this thing.
A price cut on a dying system that they need to sell a whole bunch of systems left. I'm actually in the market for a second Wii U now. That's a long story, but I need a new one. So come on, price drop.
Yeah. I mean, I'm quite glad I got the Zelda edition of it, even though I got it secondhand, so I didn't get Zelda with it. So I had to do the Mario Kart 8 deal thing way back, where you could buy Mario Kart 8, get a second Wii U game off the eShop for free. That was a really nice deal. And it was one of those things that I wish that they would do again, because I feel like it would revitalize the Wii U. Just for that last bang before March, and then it's going to have people scratching their head, be like, why did I buy a Wii U when the Switch is going to come out? So it's one of those catch-22s that either you can get an affordable, cheap console if they did a price cut, because, I mean, $279 right now.
That's quite pricey, especially for a system that is on its way out.
And nobody really wants it.
What do you think would be a good price drop too?
I think $220 would be
Really?
a decent price.
I'm saying, I think with the current bundles available, unless they add more stuff, I think $199 is the price point it needs to be at to sell their own unsold stock. Because otherwise, that's kind of crazy.
I think they should push Splatoon more with the bundles. I think they should really shove that in people's noses. Splatoon, Mario Kart 8, Super Mario 3D World, those are great bundles. Any of the other bundles with Nintendo Land in them, like, just throw Nintendo Land in it. Just say screw it. Just Splatoon and Nintendo Land. Mario Kart 8 and Nintendo Land.
Just a fun fact, I have never actually played Nintendo Land.
I have never either.
I've actually heard some pretty good things about it, but I bought my first Wii U used.
Right.
So it didn't come with it.
It's like the unsuccessful
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports, yes. Now, do you think that Mario or the Switch will have any bundles?
Oh, of course. Not at launch.
Like, I don't feel like there's going to be any killer apps like Wii Sports was, because that thing just was like the system seller, legitimately.
I honestly think they're going to go more along the route of their handheld devices.
Yeah.
Where there's not going to be a pack-in game.
Until way later, because I actually really like what they're doing with the 2DSs and with their 3DS, like their new 3DSs and stuff. There's the bundles with Mario Kart 7 is a huge bundle for 3DSs.
The thing is, that's different than a pack-in game, I'd say, because the pack-in games are really just like, hey, here's a game to show off what the system can do.
Right.
Whereas a bundle is saying, hey, you were going to buy this game anyways, so let's put them together and give you a little bit of a discount.
Let's have a green Nintendo Switch with Breath of the Wild.
That would be neat.
That would be a seller to me. I'm not a big Legend of Zelda fan that much.
I am.
But I love the color green. Nintendo, green consoles, do it.
So, any other thoughts on the Wii U being gone? Do you think it lived a good life or not?
It was a very lackluster life. I mean, there's a few exciting spots for me. Personally, I bought the Wii U for Mario Kart 8, and that's basically all I bought it for. Super Smash Brothers, I love, but it was exciting. It's one of those games I like to have around for the future for parties and kind of like that kind of stuff. Splatoon was a really nice thing. I didn't have initial interest in it, but as soon as I started people playing it and all the good reviews and all of the stuff behind it and hearing about free DLC for an entire year and support for an entire year, that excited me. I played it. Favorite game, one of the favorite games on the system. Monster Hunter's on it, which we don't get very many console Monster Hunters, so the Wii U gave us one of those in English because Japan gets Monster Hunters on consoles. Well, they got the few PS3 ones. We only saw the Wii one and the Wii U versions on consoles.
Don't forget the original.
Yeah, but
on
those
PS2.
don't really count anymore because, hardware evolution, they shove it on a fairly decent handheld that can produce graphics that are similar to PS2. Art style stays the same.
So in short, rest in peace Wii U 2012 to 2016.
Yep.
What would be the phrase you'd put on its tombstone?
I would say he was exciting once in a while. Touch my screen, not so much.
The tablet's revolutionary, we swear, is what I'd put on it.
Yeah, it let me play Wii games when I was on the toilet. I mean, holding a Wii remote and having I'm not going to get into it.
Oh, Darien.
It was exciting for a while.
All right. Well, I guess that's everything on the Wii U, right? We can move on. What's next?
Exciting 1990s arcade fun racing.
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about?
Daytona, USA.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite arcade games of all time.
Daytona USA is really fun even today, like the original.
Oh, yeah. I had to buy it on the PS3, even though it's a fairly old release on PS3. HD visuals. Oh, geez, that game's so good. They teased on Twitter they are going to have an arcade cabinet of a new Sega Daytona game. They're not giving any specifications or anything. They're just teasing. It's going to be at the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions in Orange County Convention Center. During the week of November 14th.
So
you know
pretty
when
soon.
that is?
Next week?
That's coming up.
Yeah.
You know how exciting that is, actually?
How exciting.
A very... I can't even express it with words. We haven't gotten a Daytona USA or like a Daytona USA 2 since the 90s. And I was griping the other day, personally, about how like racing games need to revitalize to become that arcadey, but not that turbo drift crap that we've been getting for I don't even know.
For a while.
Yeah, we've been getting that turbo drift crap, and they're calling that, that's arcade racing.
And I've been mentioning recently to Darien how I really enjoy arcade racing games, but I'm not a big fan of simulation games. And one of the games I mentioned really enjoying was Daytona USA. But there was another series I mentioned, which was Cruisin'. I actually really like the Cruisin' games. Cruisin' USA is a really fun early game for the N64.
They also announced a new one. Nintendo announced
another retro arcade racing game getting a new game this year.
I mean, Daytona, we don't know anything about other than like a black outline of what the two-player cabinet's going to look like or when they're sitting next to each other. Mm-hmm. The one for Cruisin' Blast,
which is the name. I was really hoping they'd call it Cruisin' for a Bruisin'.
Okay. It looks extremely fun. Like, your car is flying all over the place. It's absolutely not the original Cruisin'. It looks like it's going to feel like their Excite Bots game on the Wii.
There was actually also a cruise. The last Cruisin' game we got was on the Wii, but it was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
And the last one before that, I might be wrong in this, but I believe it was Exotica, which is the best in the series.
They had a Game Boy Advance one, and I never knew there was a Cruisin' game on Game Boy Advances. Cruisin' Velocity.
That's quite strange.
That one, I watched a game. I just watched some gameplay online. It is atrocious. It has 3D visuals with 2D sprite cars. You crash into walls, you blow up.
All right, my question for you. Do you think either one of them will actually be realistically possible to A, actually see arcade cabinets of here in the West, or B, get console ports?
They're definitely going to be in the West because, well, Cruisin' is just a staple in arcades. I mean, I have gone to many arcades that still exist. I don't really call them arcades. I call them kind of like Chuck E. Cheese's.
Yeah.
It's not a true arcade. It's more of an amusement, fun thing room.
But an arcade is not complete without a Cruisin' game.
Yep, a Cruisin' or a Daytona. And, I mean, there's a few local ones that they don't have either, and it's like, shame on you. But there's a local go-kart place in town that they do have two Daytona USA. They have two Daytona USA cabinets, but you can do the two-player stuff in it. And it's totally Daytona themed. Like, it is like Daytona themed.
I've never done this, so it looks like you and I have to go take a field trip and go play some Daytona USA together.
Oh yeah, I played the cabinets. They're in good condition too. They take care of their cabinets. And I I feel like they're coming to the West. I mean, Daytona USA, or the next Daytona game, is going to be at that convention center in Orange County. So I feel like we're going to get that one. Cruise and Blast. Oh my God, it looks like an HD Wii game.
Maybe we'll
really
get
does.
an NX port.
That would not be surprising.
I keep calling it NX, the Switch.
The Switch.
Yeah.
Because we did get Cruisin' USA and Cruisin' Exotica on the N64. Mm-hmm. And it is a Nintendo staple. It's owned by Nintendo. Cruisin' is owned by Nintendo.
I mean, it would be nice to see Nintendo show at least one of their racing series some love. Christian's in the corner mourning for F-Zero.
I'm mourning for F-Zero more than Christian is.
I think everyone has... I'm not even that big of a fan of F-Zero, and I mourn the loss of F-Zero.
It's probably not lost or dead. It's probably just in hibernation for the next 20 years.
All right, so what do we have next?
Okay. This one is kind of strange, but it's kind of bringing the speculation train up into full force. Monster Hunter Stories Amiibos are compatible with the newest Animal Crossing Crossing New Leaf update for the Amiibo welcome thing.
Which adds the, trailer park?
Yep. And you can use the Monster Hunter Stories Amiibos and get, the cat.
The cat.
Yeah.
Don't they have a weird name? Like feline?
And palicos and whatever else they called them during the last, 10, 15 years.
And you get a cat from Monster Hunter in your game.
And they're funny because they actually talk like they do in Capcom's game.
And first of all, that's really cool. Second of all, that's quite funny considering we've seen a lot of crossovers in Monster Hunter from Nintendo series, and now we get the flip-flop.
We saw Animal Crossing in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
I didn't actually know that.
Yep. We got Isabelle costume, and I'm not sure about what the other one was.
But the point is, they're showing some good connections between the two companies.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo saved Monster Hunter. I'm going to just say that. I don't know if it's fully true. People will argue with me, but Nintendo definitely saved Capcom with Monster Hunter. If it wasn't for Nintendo marketing Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, I feel like we would not have ever gotten another Monster Hunter game.
Now, what will be interesting, I'd like to see if they continue doing updates with New Leaf, which kind of would be absurd. I mean, we didn't expect this one.
I mean, they had an update option. They never updated New Leaf until now. So
here's the thing, though. What if they update it so you can have some characters from Nintendo's actual IPs come in?
I mean,
what if you slap an amiibo down and you have a new yellow mouse with strange red cheeks move into your village?
I would just love to have just a regular Captain Falcon just bebopping around.
What if he was a falcon?
That would be, because
they all have to be animals. It's Animal
Crossing,
amazing, man.
What would Samus be? Oh,
who knows?
She could be like a bird because of the Chozo raising her.
Yeah, but Pikachu, man, just as a real mouse. So
that would be a Pika.
That would be really interesting, though.
Yeah, and this also is bringing speculation to the board of, are we going to see Monster Hunter Stories in the West? They have not confirmed we're going to be getting it. So, if we don't get it, or if they haven't announced it, do you think this is an announcement, or do you think you're just trying to bring us in parity with Japan?
It could just be an oversight that with the English update, they forgot to, check that box that made it so you couldn't use those features.
Right.
So I want to look too far into it.
Yeah.
But it is a Monster Hunter game coming out on the 3DS, right?
Yep, it's an RPG.
It's probably going to come out here.
It would be extremely stupid if it didn't.
I think it'll come out here, but with a new name.
What?
I don't know.
Call it Monster Hunter RPG Adventure. Mount your monsters.
Monster Hunter, the one you didn't buy. I don't know. So I'd give it like a 50-50 chance of coming out here. Maybe a little higher.
I'd give it a 75-25.
I'll give it 60-40. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
It doesn't look like we do.
All right, then I guess we're done. You want to give the spiel about what our fun fans should be doing?
You should join us in the Gaming Buzz community where we like to talk about rather strange news articles once in a while. And
you can tell us your favorite things about the Wii U. Rest in peace.
And what you don't like about the Nintendo Switch for some reason.
Battery life.
I'm looking at a certain someone right now.
So the thing with it, that's it, right?
Yep.
So don't forget to subscribe,
Like us.
and I guess we'll see you guys next time.
Yep. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
See ya.
New episodes and other content can be found on turbobuttonshow.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
So we should resume the Monster Hunter dying. Not Monster Hunter dying. Wii U dying. I don't want Monster Hunter to die.